And one last two-player to close out the night. Yeah, that's the first mulligan. I may keep some loose ones in the stack. Yeah, Lance, Cycler will get somewhere. Kind of interested. I haven't played a very large. I really haven't played a large enough sample size with this deck, but I'm kind of interested in what the fail rate of it is. In terms of just like having hands that don't go anywhere. Like not hands that go nowhere in the face of a Thoughtseize, but hands that just go nowhere. And this could be the first one of those. That please don't be stormed. That could get bad if it's storm. Where did those go for the record? I guess I do have my best anti-storm card here, so it's on top and on top. Playing Kliss because I think I'm just gonna play three Scars lands in a row here. It's going to be a hand where we're waiting for a while. Likely a hand where I'm casting at least one of these dorky creatures. Okay, this hand went somewhere. Oh, twin. This is a show of strength. Hooray! I didn't lose the game. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to do anything here. Because otherwise I could just die to remand. Remand into land, I guess, is really what I'm trying to say there with that sequence. Yeah, that's fine. The top, so they, yeah, top, yeah. The top on the early turn is what scares me there. Um, let's cycle, see if I get somewhere. Don't pay life because I don't have to. Interesting. Well, I think I'm just going to play a Fulminator Mage and blow up some lands. Uh, we'll get remanded, but it's fine. I think I'm just supposed to pass here. Maybe it's possible I just wasn't even supposed to play the Fulminator. That's not true. The more remands I can bait out, the better. I have no idea how much power I have in my graveyard, but I hope it's enough. Yeah, it'll be easily enough next turn. don't know why I tapped a black for that. That was a mistake. It's kind of marginal, but still a mistake. Okay, that is not one of my better draws. Because I actually want all of those still in my deck so that I can actually go off enough times to kill my opponent. That's fine. Well, I hope that's your last remand that I took there. Constant readjusting over here. Can this please be your last remand? Thank you. So the turn that I have to worry about cracking this is not yet, based off of the remand plays. It's probably for the 8th mana for the Cryptic Command backup. No. You are not allowed. Not allowed. Kind of want to just gun it here. Opponent's used a lot of remands. I should have cycled this first and gotten info if I hit another. If I hit another Cascade spell, there's no reason to not gun it. Yeah, I think this is a good opening. My opponent needs to have the 3rd remand. I can pay for a mana leak. I do die to a couple things. Like, if I... second Passermite plus Twin plus another red land kills me. Oh, well, they just had absolutely nothing and took 1,000,000 damage. Okay, cool. I actually think this matchup is better than you would think it is. That card's actually not the worst because of Snap. Like one of those. Those are kind of crappy. Those are kind of crappy. Just that nonsense. I think I need the dismembers. Don't want the Shriek Maws. That's a lot of cycling I'm boarding out. Yeah, the Fairy Macabre's not really doing much. I should have. Just having one of that card is kind of nice against, like, getting an Exarch into my opponent's graveyard or whatever. Especially with the dismembers. It might be that package is required. There's there's weird sideboarding dances on every side of this matchup if your opponent has creatures that you need to kill. If your opponent has creatures that you need to wrath, you're okay. If your opponent has creatures that need to die in combat, or like because they're blocking things, or because yeah, it just gets weird fast. Yeah, this is pretty good in this matchup. Triple Violent Outburst is nice. So I'm supposed to lead on the cliffs because if I Street Wraith, this is a situation where I'm supposed to Street Wraith on my opponent's end step. Because if I draw an Architects, I get to Architects them. I'm not going to expose my green mana to Deceiver Exarch here. Because my opponent Deceiver Exarch taps a land, and then I draw a Spirit Guide, I can play the Copperline Gorge, take no damage to Violent Outburst. Going to get a card tapped, that's fine. That draw is more than fine. I've got a long time here. Don't really have to do much. I do like getting a second green source into play, so I'm not quite as vulnerable. I don't think 2 Street Race is enough to win the game here. And like I said, I probably have another like 5 or 6 attack steps before I have to worry about anything. And once I hit 6 mana, I get to do some real wild stuff. So I want Stomping Ground here. Yeah, just keep getting green mana. Well, still don't need to do anything. Is 9 the danger zone? That's Bolt, Snap Bolt, Other Bolt. I don't think 9's quite the dangerous area. Jeez. I think this is the turn I take action. Oh, never mind. If my opponent had passed the turn with 8 cards in hand, that would have been the turn I did something. Fortunately for me, right, I didn't 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I still have enough, so I don't have to do anything this turn. If there's ever a turn my opponent passes in their second main phase with 8 mana, I'm supposed to blink there. Still think this is a safe life total. Now is probably a good time to go for this at least. I don't really want to do this with more mana available. There isn't a pain-free land I can fetch anymore. That's kind of a problem. That's fine. I think 1 out of 19 to draw another living end. If I draw another cycler, I think 12 power is probably enough. I just really don't want to lose the game where I draw that living end this turn. My opponent has 3 counter spells. They deserve it. Cute. I think Ricochet Trap's the most important of these by a lot. Well, if you have it, I am dead. I can't just save. The problem is I can't save the Ricochet Trap because my opponent just has Twin. I'm dead. I should have the Bloodstained Mire in play. Yeah, I just should have the Bloodstained Mire in play. Oh, wow. I might win this game. I should have held back. It doesn't matter because the Seaver Exarch just taps my creatures. Oh no, I died to Dispel. Oh, I forgot about that. I'm just dead. Um, yep, just dead. That doesn't save me at all. If I gave my opponent the Tarmogoyf, they still draw a Dispel in those 2 draw steps. So, super dead. This also gets Dispelled for the record. Um, there's a chance I could have gotten my opponent to not to just like let this resolve. Um, but yeah, I should have gunned this. I know my opponent has double Dispel anyway, so I'm dead. But I didn't even think about it at the time about the whole. I've mentioned this before, like it's cool, but like I just completely forgot about it when it matters that Violent Outburst pumps my creatures. Dismember. Do I want Shriekmaw? It's possible I want Shriekmaw. It's possible I want Fairy Macabre, actually. Beast Within doesn't seem super exciting. Let's get one of these back in here. That hand does not do anything and has no way to go anywhere. This hand's actually better than the first hand. I don't think I want to keep it. With 19 lands to draw to in deck? Yeah. If there was a third Street Wraith, I would have kept. Yeah, this hand looks good. I'm going to cycle this immediately. Just see if I hit a tapped land. I didn't. Questions whether life matters. Whether the extra... I'm just doing this for now, for F6 value. I could have gotten a card deeper if I'd cycled the other way. Goyf, sure. List of things that doesn't bother me. That's pretty high. Great. There we go. Getting somewhere. I think I'm actually just supposed to blow that up on my... Then it comes back off the Demonic Dread. The Graveyard can probably beat it. Yeah, let's just try this Fulminator. I think that one's actually pretty good here. That's... Getting that remanded is perfectly fine by me. I probably should be taking 2 damage to cast that. I think I'm supposed to Beast Within this turn. It's kind of weird to use those interchangeably, but the problem is that this turn with this setup, my opponent can EOT snap, or can snap remand if I do something on my turn. And if I get snap remanded, I'm in very bad shape. Whereas if I just Beast Within here, I buy myself a decent amount of time. That's fine. Just kind of have to hope my opponent doesn't have another counter spell now. Oh. Or I just die. Well then. Tarmogoyf beats plus Disruption's a bit of a problem. It's how you die to Jund. Happens.